Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I am so pleased to be back consistently. It's only been a week. Huzzah! Goal accomplished. There's my New Year's resolution. Just kidding, I don't make those. But I also am pleased to report that I have the appropriate backdrop on this time. So if any of you were watching last week's video and like, why does this look weird? Because that's how I felt when I was editing the video, and it took me until the very end and I was like, oh, I have my gaming backdrop on. What a dingbat. And then, in a stroke of divine misfortune, the very next day after I filmed, I woke up and I was like, I don't feel so good. And took a little test, and guess who has her second round of COVID? Me. So, in retrospect, I can forgive my past self for being a little spacey in my last video, because clearly I was suffering from early COVID brain and have continued to suffer with said COVID brain for the past week. Luckily this time I am feeling mostly okay. The first couple of days were really rocky. They really sucked. I felt like I'd been hit by a bus. I had like a 3-day long headache. I was stuffy and congested. I'm still kind of stuffy and congested. And I have a light cough, but by no means am I bedridden this time. I'm just, you know, I've got the ick, and then my mother caught the ick. So we have a house full of poison, and I don't know if you can see it, but I've got some mask marks still on my cheeks because as we are engaging in the common areas, we are staying masked just so that we're not passing the cooties back and forth, because no one wants that. We both want to recover. Anyways, all that to be said, I am doing okay, thankfully, but yes, your girl caught the Rona again, and this time, unlike last time, I think when I had it, it was 6 months ago now, I guess, it was in the summertime. This time I seem to have lost about 80 to 90% of my sense of smell, which is literally ruining my life. If you follow me on Instagram and you're in my close friends list, you would have seen that I posted about that yesterday, because it's truly awful. And what a terrible thing as someone who's kind of like in beauty YouTube in this space here, because one of the biggest and best things about trying products is the tactile, physical, sensual experience. And for me, so much of my life revolves around scent. I mean, I've made videos about scent memories. I am constantly talking about the way things smell and the way that the, you know, scent evokes certain feelings. So to have this huge part of my favorite scents kind of robbed is a little bit disorienting. But that is not the topic of today's video. The topic of today's video is about something that literally no one asked for. Y'all didn't ask for this, but we are doing another EMPTIES, because I literally don't have the brain power or the emotional or psychological capacity to do anything else. So let's talk about trash, baby. Let's talk about these EMPTIES. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things here with me. So last week we did a round of EMPTIES that were basically like minis and makeup. And I would say that the majority of the things in my bag today, and this is all from the same collection of EMPTIES, so it's not like in the last week I miraculously used a full bag's worth of things. No, I had a very large collection and thought that it would be helpful for me and for you, my beloved viewers, to split it up just so that we weren't stuck with, you know, a 3.5 hour long video, because we know that I can talk about anything forever. So we're just gonna dive right in, and Oh my god, literally my brain is so full of COVID. It's really the worst. The first thing that I wanted to talk about just escaped me. But it's kind of an interesting and exciting one to talk about because it is, I think, the only empty in my bag here that is like 100% eco-friendly through and through. And I need to express to everyone how much of a true joy that is. So it is this lip balm from the brand EMPTIES, which I mentioned last week when I was talking about the solid shampoo bars, and I mentioned that the EMPTIES bar is the one that I have in my shower currently. And so when I placed that order months and months and months ago, I also decided to pick up a couple of their lip balms. And this one was one of the two that I picked up, and it is in the scent Juicy. It was grapefruit scented, grapefruit flavored, and I finished it all the way up. Obviously you can't see anything other than white in there, but it's literally all gone. This was in my backpack slash purse constantly. When it wasn't in my backpack, it was on my desk, kind of swapped various positions based on when I wanted to use this. And yeah, it was a delight to use. And just the pure fact that it is 100% eco-friendly from start to finish just makes this such a joy. And when I say 100% eco-friendly, the packaging is like recycled cardboard, but literally all of EMPTIES packaging can be composted or like planted. So like sometimes when we see, you know, 100% compostable or 100% biodegradable on packaging, we have to be very careful because sometimes that is not 100% accurate. What that means is that it is, you know, biodegradable or compostable based on certain environmental parameters. So something might truly be biodegradable or compostable, but only in commercial facilities where they have the environmental conditions down to a T. So they've got the appropriate temperature, they've got like, there's nothing else contaminating that. But that's not the case with the brand EMPTIES and their packaging. You can literally plant this in your garden. You can literally put this in your backyard compost or your countertop compost, because that's a thing now for smaller homes, which is wonderful. So very, very excited to just be able to stick this in my green bin and have absolutely no guilt about the end of life cycle for this. So exciting. And I have the second lip balm that I got, I think is in their scent slash, I guess it's just a scent because they're not, these ones that I got aren't tinted, but the other one is just like cocoa. So it's just kind of like a chocolate lip balm. And especially right now with this COVID and like I'm feeling super dehydrated, plus it's winter and the air is dry and everything just feels chapped and like my lips are chapped. There is nothing that I want more in life than like a solid lip balm, and I can definitely recommend this for performance and just for overall consciousness. Okay, then I finally finished my In Beauty slushie, and I had mentioned this a few times before that it was just like such a delight to use. I'm glad that I finished this when I did, because if I was still using it now, it definitely would not be hydrating for where my skin is at in the winter time. Now, if I was in a different climate, like even if I was on, you know, the West Coast, if I was out in Vancouver or out on the East Coast and somewhere a little bit more temperate where there's a lot more moisture in the air, slushie would probably be a great option all year round. But here in Ontario, this just would not have been, you know, something like a top shelf item for the winter for me. So I finished it at a great time and I really loved it. It was such a beautiful product for the summer while I was using it. I still am working on one of the In Beauty like really glittery lip balms, and it's like one of my favorites, and I'm using it slowly because I don't want it to run out. But there's a couple other In Beauty products that I would really like to test out at some point, and so, you know, they are on my radar. I think they just came out with a new eye cream that I really want to test out at some point. But I think, you know, In Beauty will be making a reappearance in my collection time and again because the brand is great and the formulas are also top tier. That was loud. Then we have a cleanser here. This is the Plant Apothecary Cloud Break Enzyme Cleanser. It's kind of hard to see because it is, you know, fully clear packaging. This was lovely. Definitely a second cleanse, not a first cleanse, because it's a little bit more abrasive and not something that you really want to scrub at your eyes with because it definitely stung the few times that I got it in my eyes. But overall, I thought this was a perfectly fine cleanser, and it actually, sometimes when I get frustrated with a cleanser or I'm just like, I have a very low attention span sometimes for skincare, especially because I like to try so many things. You know, my like inner skincare explorer just gets bored and wants to keep adventuring. So I will open up a new cleanser for my vanity and then I will stick one in my shower so that I have, like, I'm still using it, or, you know, it will make its way into like an overnight bag or something. But this one ended up in my shower, and there's some cleansers that I just really enjoy in the shower for my face, and I can't really explain why. Maybe it is because like very rarely am I getting into the shower with, you know, a full face of makeup. If I'm showering, it's like in the morning or late at night, or like after a workout, and in those scenarios, like I don't have makeup on my face. I like to wash my like makeup of the day off at my sink with a cloth, and like it's just its own routine. So there's just some cleansers like this one, and actually like the cleanser that's in my shower right now, that just have a different feel. They just have an elevated experience in the shower when they maybe didn't have that experience on my vanity. Can't explain it, but this was definitely one of those. And I would probably repurchase this, although I'm pretty sure that I got this on some kind of discount through the Green Jungle Beauty Shop, and I think the normal price is like quite steep. So, you know, this would be more of like a treat, not a consistent purchase, just for that reason. Then I have another cleanser here also, which I purchased from the Green Jungle Beauty Shop, also on one of their like big sales or like their like discount page. And this is the Desert Essence Creamy Oil Cleanser with Evening Primrose, Argan, and Jojoba Oil. I fell in love with this cleanser, and I really should have put this in a favorites video because it truly reached it, like it was elevated to that level. Definitely exactly as it sounds. It was a creamy oil cleanser, very gentle. I was using this as a first cleanse and sometimes just the only cleanse because it was so effective. So it started off with that a creamy oil consistency. It didn't really transition one way or another. Like it we were kind of talking about this in my last empties, like there's some cleansers that start out like a gel and turn into a milk. It didn't have that kind of transition. It was just the initial texture was very much an oily cream or a creamy oil, but truly lovely, very gentle scent. I don't know if there's a Desert Essence product that I've tried and ever been disappointed by. I've been using Desert Essence in one way or another since I think I was in high school, and it's always lovely. It always impresses me, and this actually lasted quite a while. This is 190 milliliters or 6.4 fluid ounces, and I think it was pretty reasonably priced even without the discount that I got. So if you're looking for a gentle cleanser that's just like simple and kind of very much in that like green beauty space, Desert Essence is truly wonderful. And I would say that it's pretty accessible in terms of like where you can buy it. You don't have to go to like a higher tier like green retailer, like, you know, the Detox Market or the Green Jungle Beauty Shop. Most of the like health food stores that I've gone to have Desert Essence, like big ones and small ones. And I think like if you're in Canada, I think well.ca carries the brand. And yeah, I usually have nothing bad to say about Desert Essence. And I have another Desert Essence cleanser similar to this one in my collection right now. And I'm really excited to try it and like see what the difference is and see kind of how it competes with this one. Then I have another cleanser here, and this is a true oil cleanser. It is the Fit Glow Beauty Makeup Cleansing Oil. It was fine. It it was a cleansing oil. Most of Fit Glow Beauty's products are very, very expensive, so it's not something that I like. I like to try their products every now and then. I bought this again because it was on a sale and not because I wanted to spend, you know, the full price for this. But if I had to choose, for example, like between this and the Pie cleanser, which I have spoken about before, the Pie oil cleanser would win. It's just such a superior oil cleanse, and I just didn't feel like this one was special enough to kind of warrant the price point. But I do appreciate that, you know, it's in a glass bottle, and I think I actually topped up my little like mini Pie cleanser bottle with the rest of this just so that I could get it off of my vanity, but it was an oil cleanser. Oh, I have another cleanser here. This was the 100% pure strawberry lemonade jelly cleanser for brightening. Whatever. Didn't notice any sort of brightening effects, and after a while the novelty of this really wore off. I think I may have used this in like a get unready with me video or something. It truly looked like strawberry lemonade jelly, like it had that visual consistency, but I was really expecting that consistency to come out in the pump as like a jelly, and it sort of fell apart once it came out and like didn't really do anything special. I definitely did not notice any sort of like brightening effect with it, and overall it was just fine, and it's not something that was remotely memorable, and I wouldn't repurchase it. Like some 100% pure products are great, and others of them I just feel like miss the mark. Like I appreciate the intention of where they're going, but I always kind of feel like they fall short in one way or another. C'est là. I'm just gonna pull out the other skincare stuff here. Ooh, I finally finished my Heritage Store rose water and vinegar exfoliating toner. I think I've pretty much raved about Heritage Store toners and rose water a bunch of times before. The same thing applies with this. This was really, really great. I like to kind of oscillate between just the rose water and one with the vinegar in it, the apple cider vinegar, because it does give you just a little bit more of like an astringent effect. And you know, if you're having breakouts, the apple cider vinegar is really nice, but also quite gentle, especially in this formulation. But then I refilled this bottle again with like one of my own kind of creations of rose water. So I have had the actual bottle for such a long time, and like that's maybe how it should be. Like why not reuse perfectly good packaging, you know? Like the atomizer wasn't terrible, and I'm not really one, I think I've said this before, I don't like to spray things directly onto my face because I just like flinch and I don't like it. So I will take like a cotton pad or a reusable cotton pad or whatever, or even just my palm and spritz there and then apply. But yeah, when you've got a perfectly decent spray bottle, why would you get rid of it? But finally finished it. I've moved on to different toners, and it's something that I would really like to continue having in my rotation. I actually got, I think, just the regular rose water for Christmas in my stocking, so I already have a backup in my collection, and yes, just always thrilled with Heritage Store. Okay, then I have this Tula Skincare Glow and Get It Cooling Brightening Eye Balm. I think this is kind of one of the only Tula products that I can use because I feel like a lot of their skincare line has like probiotics in it, and because of that I think they use like actual yogurt, and I have a very severe dairy allergy, so like that's no bueno. But this one was, you know, Alanna friendly. The ones that don't have dairy in it say vegan, so like if you also have like any kind of dairy sensitivities, just, you know, always do your due diligence when you're trying new products, especially if they have like any kind of like promised thing in as part of their marketing, like any kind of skincare benefit claim that's above and beyond like, oh, this is a cleanser, this is a moisturizer. Just do your due diligence and read ingredients. This was fine. My sister used this a couple times when she was over and like kind of raved about it, and I was like, you can take it, because like I don't really see the difference. What is this actually doing? It definitely had a physical, like visceral cooling effect, which I can appreciate, but like cold water has a cooling effect. And like I'm a cold person, so it's not something I'm necessarily always looking for. But yeah, it was fine. And I don't know if I would repurchase this. I think I would repurchase the Glow Recipe Avocado Eye Cream over this one. Then I have this Resurfacing Overnight Glycolic Treatment from Acure. I really like most Acure products. I also really appreciate that Acure is in an affordable price range and you can find it at the drugstore. I would say that this did do something. Again, because there are, you know, kind of intense actives in here, it's something that you only use, as the title of the product says, at night. I was also, though, when I was getting bored of it, using it on, and I don't know if you're supposed to do this, and I'm not a skincare expert or dermatologist, so like don't follow my advice, but I also get like, I wouldn't say it's KP, but I get like ingrowns and just like bumpy sometimes on the backs of my upper thighs. And because I'm me, I pick at them, and that has led to some scarring. And so what I kind of started to do was like use something like this as a treatment on them. So if I'm getting out of the shower at night, or I'm just going to bed at night and I'm like putting on a pair of like flannel PJ bottoms, I was putting on just a teeny tiny bit of this on those spots to kind of try and help like treat and heal them and prevent, you know, any further ingrowns. And it's an exfoliator, so I was like, this should work if I've got like an ingrown hair back there. I can't see, I don't have that kind of flexibility anymore. Maybe this will work. So I was kind of using it for my face, but also on those little spots on the backs of my legs. And personally, I thought it was pretty effective. And also, this is 30 milliliters and you only need a teeny tiny bit, and I swear to God, it lasts me like months and months and months. So definitely worth its weight in unicorn root. Okay, then I have two more face creams here. One is a timeless favorite for me, and the other is just a rant. So we'll go with the rant first, because why not? I can just get it out of my life. This is the Ren Vita Mineral Daily Supplement Moisturizing Cream. Now, I keep going back to Ren because I really want to find a product from this brand that I love. I think I've mentioned that I actually do like one of their toners, but I just cannot genuinely say that I've found or one of their products or fallen in love with something specific. I don't know what it is. I don't love the scent of some of their products, and like it's such a gentle, unoffensive scent, but there's just something about it that I really just rubs me the wrong way. So like maybe now is the time to like dig into Ren skincare because I can't smell. And maybe I'll fall in love with something with this lack of sense. But yeah, I just thought that this was fine. What I have noticed time and again with Ren products is that it leaves like, I don't know if it's like a film or a residue, but there's just always something extra on my skin that it makes my skin feel some kind of way, especially if it like gets near my lips. Like it just kind of feels like when you get like a silicone primer like on your like, what is this called again? Your cerulean border or whatever. I don't know if that's what it's called, I can't remember. When you get anything like on the edge of your lips and you can like feel it and it's got that weird slippy feel, like every time I use a Ren skincare product, that's the like sensation that I get, and I cannot stand it. Nevertheless, you know, like I used this all the way up. It was something that I was committed to finishing, but I just don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna go back to their creams, and maybe that's the point. Maybe that's the problem, rather. Maybe the problem is that their moisturizers are not for me, because I'm just now realizing that I actually do have another Ren product in my shower that I actually am obsessed with. So I'm a liar and a hypocrite. But yes, the moisturizers, I just haven't found one that I've fallen in love with yet, and we will see. Maybe there will be something that I stumble upon at some point, because I inevitably will buy something when it's on sale and if I'm in need. So we'll see. Also, if you are a Ren skincare fan, TJ Maxx HomeSense Winners is now for some reason carrying Ren skincare products, and that's actually where I bought the product that's in my shower right now. And I think they're also carrying like Glossier, so who doesn't love something that's 50% off? Because that's kind of the discount that we're talking about when you buy from a retailer like HomeSense or Winners or TJ Maxx, whatever. So yes, if you love Ren, this is now a HomeSense TJ Maxx commercial. Go and make your dreams come true. Then this, my love, long time love. This is the Josh Rosebrook Vital Balm Cream, and it's completely gone. I'm so devastated that I cannot smell, because the scent of this, I'm trying so hard to like sniff any remnants. The scent of this product is one of my favorite things about it. And it's got this beautiful, like pale, like minty pale blue shade to it. It is truly a balm cream. You only ever need the teeny tiniest amount, like literally a pea size. I like to ignore that kind of instruction usually, and I'll go for like a bean size or like a grape size. But with this one, you literally only need that teeny tiny amount because it spreads so beautifully on the skin. It's so hydrating. It's just, I've bought this time and time and time again, and I will repurchase it time and time and time again because it's just truly a phenomenal product. And the tragedy of not being able to smell this is like really breaking my heart. Okay. The rest of what's in my bag here is basically all body care, but we're going to start with this one because this kind of like is a 4-in-1, 10-in-1, whatever. Choose your own adventure type product. And that is the Dr. Bronner's Lavender Organic Soap. I love Dr. Bronner's. I love the sugar soaps. I love the Castile soaps. I currently have the Rose Castile soap and one of their like kind of all-purpose, it's more meant for like house cleaning soap, and I love it. If you've ever showered with the like peppermint one, oh my gosh, will that literally wake you up. Like, that would shock the devil right out of hell. Like, it's spicy. Like, do not get that near your bits because you will be minty fresh, more minty fresh than you ever wanted to be. But the Rose one is an absolute delight to use, and this lavender sugar soap was also a true delight. And I had this on my vanity in the bathroom for hand soap. Technically this says 4-in-1, so you can use this one for hands, face, body, and hair. Literally like a multi-purpose soap. You only need a little bit. Like, it's so effective. It's so concentrated. That's one of the reasons why the Castile like style soaps are so great. But I was also using this while it was on my vanity if I needed to clean my makeup brushes, because it's so nice, but it's also very gentle, and it just has that very like light lavender scent, so it isn't going to overwhelm me with like any kind of overpowering scent when I pick up my dry brush, because I have made that mistake before because I just tend to use shampoos, and sometimes there's just like, you know, fragrances that you don't want to be wiping all over your face. But yes, love Dr. Bronner's as a whole on principle because it's just a wonderful brand, but their soaps are truly chef's kiss. I have 2 scrubs here, and we're just kind of like back to this place of why the heck did I buy a scrub, because I can just make a scrub, do a DIY scrub in my own home for way less money, and it's going to be way more effective and isn't going to frustrate me like a store-bought scrub. Here's an instance where Desert Essence kind of disappointed me. The top is cut off because this is already rinsed and like is ready for, or I guess the top was cut off with the intention of rinsing it because I still see that there's some crusties in there. So I've got work to do before this gets recycled. But this is the Hydrating Sugar Body Scrub. It says low foaming body polish. Truly can't say that this foamed up at all. But I think part of the problem is the delivery system here, like a squirt bottle or a squeeze bottle rather, because all of the liquid fell to the bottom first, and then I just had like, there was just a congealed mass of the sugar that I couldn't squeeze out once all the liquid stuff had gone. And so I actually ended up having to like scoop out all of the kind of like hard sugar and mix it with like olive oil and castor oil. I had to DIY my own scrub anyways. So that was pretty frustrating. And it's like, again, I can just go and buy sugar and make my own scrub. So I don't know why I keep doing this to myself, but we have another one. So clearly I'm beating a dead horse with this habit. This is the Truly Beauty Smooth Legend Pre-Shave Scrub. Now, I fully used all of this. This is actually their mini size. I think it came in a kit. And you can't see because it's all used up, but this was like magenta pink, like the color of the year magenta pink. And it's like kind of stained a few things in my shower too because it's like so aggressively pink. Now, the intention of this scrub, I don't know why you couldn't use just any scrub as a pre-shave scrub. I don't know what makes this special to like specifically use before you shave, but marketing, I guess. Yes, so it was to use before you shave anywhere. So if you're gonna shave your armpits, give yourself a little exfoliation. If you're gonna shave your legs, same. If you're gonna shave your like, you know, same. They are constantly shaving their butts on their Instagram account. So like if that's your jam, scrub before you shave. I totally understand why you would scrub before you shave, why you would do an exfoliation before you are taking the hair away, because it sloughs off any of that like dead skin or like clogged pores or whatever. Makes a ton of sense. But again, I don't know why you specifically need like this one. I'm pretty sure you could just use any run-of-the-mill scrub. Obviously, again, read your ingredients depending on like where you're shaving, because there's certain things that you don't want in certain places of your body. Again, as just like a PSA, don't stick anything in your vagina and your vulva. No. She doesn't need any product inside. But yeah, it was a scrub. And it's such a tiny jar, like for a scrub, that I went through it so quickly, and I was like, this was dumb. Again, I can just make my own. Ugh, I'm so frustrated with myself. Alrighty, I have 3 products here from Andalou Naturals. Now, speaking of shaving, I have 2 different shave creams here. This one is the Botanical Shave Cream with vegan probiotics in the scent Coconut Lime. It was a shave cream. It was just fine. I have nothing bad or like overwhelmingly positive to shout from the rooftops about it. It was just a shave cream that did a job, a good job, but just a job. And then this one is the Botanical Shave Cream with vegan probiotics in the scent Lavender Thyme. I think it's the exact same product, but I think I probably preferred the Lavender Thyme fragrance, especially because typically if I shave my legs, I'm doing it in like a bath setting. So just the Lavender Thyme scent is like kind of the way to go, because you're in like a full state of aromatherapeutic relaxation and like sensory relaxation. Whereas the Coconut Lime can like be kind of a turnoff if you're not in like a certain mindset. I don't know. It's a shave cream. You could use your like boyfriend's dollar store shave cream and probably have the same results. This just happens to speak to a specific demographic that's like interested in green beauty with fruit stem cell science. Now, I do enjoy Andalou Naturals products. It's like no shade to the brand. It's just not something that like by any means blew me away. They're just shaving creams. And I have been using shaving creams a little bit more frequently just to reduce some of the irritation I've been noticing on my skin. My skin has just been kind of sensitive in the last like couple of years, and I noticed that like obviously using soap is like, you do that when you're in a pinch because there's just not quite enough of a smoothing barrier between the razor and your skin. And then using just like straight oil, while it provides that kind of barrier, it's kind of a bitch to then like try and rinse off your razor because you just end up with like congealed oil. And then I feel like it kind of degrades the blades a little bit quicker. So you have a toss up depending on which route you go. So sometimes a shave cream that provides that really nice silky barrier on your skin, but also rinses clean from your skin, and the razor is kind of a benefit to have. So you do you, but that's just kind of where I've been at personally. And then in the same scent as the last shave cream was this shower gel from Andalou Naturals with superfruit, antioxidants, coconut water, electrolytes, rosehip, and argan oils, and ultra hydrating aloe vera. I actually really enjoyed this, and I've talked about this before. I don't love using body washes or like shower gels. Every so often I go down that road just because there's something that's, you know, sparked my interest and I want to try it. But this was really, really lovely, again, for kind of that like aromatherapeutic sensory experience, but it was also just like a lovely feeling shower gel. And there's nothing wrong with a bar of soap, but sometimes it just gets a little boring and it like doesn't suds the way you want it to, or it like keeps slipping out of your hands. And like sometimes this is just like convenient, and you know, you gotta change up the experience in your shower sometimes. We're down to the body lotions. Now, I finally finished this one. I had spoken about it a couple of times before. I bought this in a set of 2 last summer, or maybe even the summer before. This is the Massimo Made, it's either Sirena or Serena. I don't know, I see Siren and that's just where my brain goes. It's the Illuminating and Nourishing Body Lotion. Truly such a delightful body lotion for the summertime. In this like, again, a very like minty blue shade that had this like gorgeous shimmer through it that wasn't like too overwhelming. Like you're not going to walk outside and become Edward Cullen in the sun. No, it's just going to give you this like gorgeous hydrated sheen to the skin. And yeah, I truly, truly, truly love this, and I held on to my second jar for as long as possible without the like risk of it going bad. But it was just such a delight to use. I feel like when I bought this, it was kind of like a limited edition situation, so I'm not sure if she's still making and selling this product, but it's definitely worth a look because it was just really, really, really wonderful. Then I have this Deserted Island Body Mousse from Cake Beauty. I have kind of had a crush on Cake Beauty for years now, and not because their products are particularly good, but like pretty much solely because they're called Cake Beauty, and the majority of their products smell like various different baked goods, and that's just like an appealing factor for me and my personality. So obviously this was something that I was excited to see in my drugstore because my Shoppers Drug Mart doesn't carry a ton of Cake Beauty, and so that can be kind of frustrating when there's a brand you like and they're like, oh, we only carry this like 3-pack of their hand creams. Like, okay, but they have so much more offer. What are you doing to me? This was lovely, like nicely thick. Like sometimes, I guess because it's called a body mousse, like you would expect a nice viscosity and like consistency from a body lotion. Like it wasn't thin, it was hydrating. You would think that like with something so heavily fragranced, because these products are very heavily fragranced, that like someone with as sensitive skin as I have, like I didn't notice any breakouts or like weird textures as a result of using it. It was quite Alanna friendly, and I also just like that Cake Beauty is, you know, created in Canada. I don't know if you can see the mousse, and is cruelty free and vegan. So just a couple wins in the yes column for Cake Beauty. Every now and then mostly just for like nostalgia reasons, because I've loved the brand for so long. I go and pick up something that I see from their line. If you go to Zayre's ever, if that's where you're shopping from, they tend to carry Cake Beauty stuff, both in like the body and the hair care section, because Cake has some hairline stuff as well. So, you know, just do some exploration of your own if you like cakey scents. And then there is this one. It is my final empty. We have done a really good job of trying to get through this quickly, guys. This is the Savvy Naturals Tropical Coconut Body Cream. And again, I'm always kind of in search of the next, the latest and greatest coconut or vanilla scent. And this one I thought was quite mature. So kind of like a complete diversion from the Cake product. It doesn't have that almost like high school sweetness scent to it. It was very mature and like, let's see if I can, no, I can't smell this one either. There's some scents that I can smell, but like this is not breaking the barrier here, which is just devastating. But yeah, really nice. It was the first time I've tried anything from this brand. I think I was at the health food store in the town over picking up some of the like pizzas that I can eat, and just happened to wander through their skincare section and saw this and was like, oh, interesting. I need a body cream. Like maybe I'll try this, and kind of like hits all of the marks for me in terms of what I'm looking for without like having to go Google, is this cruelty free? So yeah, vegan, gluten-free, soy-free, GMO-free, cruelty-free, and please recycle. So, you know, they're at some kind of level of consciousness. Thought it was great. Would I repurchase this? Probably. I don't think it was like my favorite by any means, but it was very, very enjoyable. And I can't say that at any point I was like, all right, when am I going to be finished? Like holding it up to the light, being like, how much is there actually left in this container? Like, I enjoyed my time with it from start to finish. So that's definitely, you know, saying something. Okay. That's it. That is all of my empties from the last 4.5 months. That's a lot of products. You kind of don't realize like how much stuff you actually go through and accumulate unless you actually hold on to it. So it's always kind of interesting to see what you've used, and also sometimes these products like trigger a memory, and it's that you see this like trajectory of your last, you know, couple of months of lived experience. And there is kind of this interesting, I don't want to go so far as to say like anthropological, but there is a certain lens that we can look through when it comes to these kinds of things, because obviously like there is a reason that we reach for certain products. There are memories and experiences and things lived alongside the use of these products. And like, yeah, we don't need to go like all philosophical or scientific about it, but it's just interesting to use as kind of like a reflection point sometimes. And I don't know, I like empties, I like watching empties, I like filming empties, I like getting rid of all of my empties once I've filmed my empties. And I don't know, I feel lighter talking about it, sharing it with you. It's a very productive way to talk trash without hurting anyone's feelings. Hopefully. Well, okay. I think that is everything for me today. I am feeling a little bit more chipper. I think this is exactly what I needed to do. I'm very glad that I had the energy to film, even being bogged down as I am with the Rona. I've been coughing a bunch, talking this much on camera, and I tend to get a little bit more chest congestion and nose congestion as the day wears on and it kind of gets closer to bedtime. So I'm definitely in that space right now, but I am so happy that I did this again. And yeah, if you made it all the way through this video and you too love an empties, I hope that you go ahead and give me a big thumbs up down below. And if this was your first time to my channel and you also made it all the way through and you liked what you saw and you had a good time here today, even though we were talking trash, I hope that you will consider becoming part of the Land Fam. And if that's something that you would like to explore yourself, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. That is everything from me today. I am going to sign off. I'm going to bid you adieu and hope against hope that I see you again in my next one. Hopefully that's next week, and I think it's gonna be Sims time. All right, love y'all so much, and I'm wishing you the best. Bye. I just did an Alanna Davidson. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to plagiarize a move. Bye. It is the Josh Rosebrook. Oh my God, I'm hyper now. It's the Josh Rosebrook Vital Balm Scream. Let's try that again.